Hello, Bitney Bulldogs.
Hi, podcast. What's up? Okay,
What?
so this is episode 1. So what is our goal for this podcast? What do we want? What do you want?
What do I want? A good community, just fun, bring people in and have a good time, and the usual.
Yeah, I started this podcast because I really want to get to know my community members. I want to get to know other students that I wouldn't normally talk to, and hopefully our listeners can do the same.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. I want to give people a chance to talk about what they're interested in, what they're doing. So our first episode is just going to be, it looks like it's just going to be me and Rowan today. So we're just going to do our thing, I guess.
Yeah.
I will say that we have a sponsor. DaVinci Woodworks provided us these microphones really nicely.
Yeah.
And maybe other things in the future as well. We'll see how good we do at promoting them. DaVinci Woodworks makes cabinets and
Beautiful cabinets.
they're really great, and I have them in my house. They're really great cabinets.
Nice.
So yeah, local cabinetry. Very cool. I guess we're just gonna hop into our first questions. Rowan, what does being a Bitney Bulldog mean to you?
A strong community. Knowing everyone.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a small school, so
You're
it's kind of hard not to.
guy.
I'm a pretty popular guy.
Yeah.
Thank you. I guess. There's a lot to this school.
There is a lot to this school.
I feel like the staff are very interactive with all the students and other staff, and it's just cool to see.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think that our staff are top notch.
Mm-hmm.
The best staff in the nation. I think that at Bitney, being a bulldog is mostly about community because we have such a small one that word spreads fast. So
it's cool to see. I hear kids saying like we're understaffed and stuff, which I don't think is true at all.
No, I think we have the perfect amount. Yeah. I feel like our student to staff ratio, like sure we have less staff than they do at NU, but like the student to staff ratio is
pretty good.
Pretty incredible. Pretty great.
Yeah.
I guess we'll move on. Are you part of any clubs, Rowan?
I am. I'm a part of Tuesday and Friday D&D, and I'm in today's club, which is Claymation in room 8.
Is that after school?
It is.
Oh, cool.
To 4:30.
What do you even do in Claymation? Like, do you guys...
We kind of procrastinate. Oh, I'm pronouncing everything wrong.
It's okay. Procrastinate.
That. We do that a lot. We haven't even started filming the first episode yet, which is fine. But it's pretty cool. We've got a cool little community. Miss Casey actually is our teacher.
Oh, that's awesome.
Supervises us. She's not going to be here today, so we're all just going to be alone.
Technically, Julian is the one that's supervising our podcast. So
I think he did it because he doesn't actually have to do anything.
Yeah, so when I was telling Jonathan about the club, I was outside and Jonathan was like, you need somebody that's going to supervise your club. And I was like, okay. And then I turned around, Julian's just walking by. I'm like, hey, Julian.
Hey, Julian.
How do you feel about podcasts? And that's how this kind of happened. But yeah, Julian doesn't have to do anything. He just gets to do whatever he wants during lunch.
Yeah.
I guess if Jonathan gives him more responsibilities, that's not our problem.
Yeah. Maybe we can bring him in and talk to him about it.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have all of the teachers and staff that want to be on the podcast because that's super cool.
Yeah.
I think having teachers on the podcast is probably what I'm most excited about. Just because I want to hear their perspective.
Yeah. Why Bitney?
Why Bitney?
Why did you choose Bitney?
Me?
Yeah.
So in 8th grade, which was 2 years ago now, which doesn't feel real, Tori and Fiona came to our school. Fiona's graduated now, but she was very nice. Came to Grass Valley Charter, which is where I was going at the time for middle school. And they did a recruitment thing, and I didn't know about Bitney before that recruitment thing. And I was sitting there with my best friend, and we were like looking at each other after every slide happened, being like, "Oh my god, this is so perfect for us." I think I just like it just kept getting better. And then I got in the car and I was like, "Mom, I don't want to go to NU anymore." And she was like, "Cool."
Nice.
And we figured it out. It's
Yeah.
really awesome. Why are you here? Why did you go to Bitney?
Tori and I think it was also Fiona that came to my school, and me and my best friend were like, "Oh, that seems kind of cool." And then we went to the Shadow Day, and we were like, "Well, might as well come here."
Do you know who you got paired with for Shadow Day?
I can't remember his name. I remember he liked dirt bikes, and he kept calling me an NPC, which was
That's nice.
yeah,
I was partnered with Pants.
nice.
Uh,
He graduated, my buddy. He
uh,
was a senior. The
yeah, Pants was a really amazing buddy. He really showed me around, showed me what I wanted to hear, and so that's awesome. Shadow Day is really important. Speaking of Shadow Day,
wow,
Shadow Day is this week.
this Friday.
This Friday. So
Oh,
that's actually the day that this podcast episode will be airing.
wow, we can.
So that's super cool. I kind of want to have an 8th grader on. Be like,
How did you feel
interrogation.
about Shadow Day?
Interrogation style. Last year I was so excited for 8th grade Shadow Day, and then my buddy didn't even show up.
Oh,
And I was so upset. Because I don't know, I think that's really cool to show people around. It's come full circle though.
yeah.
Like we shadowed our 8th grade year, and now we're showing 8th graders around. That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
I'm also doing recruitment, which is what Tori and Fiona did for our schools. So I'm going to a bunch of middle schools, and that actually just ended like last week. But I went to I think 4 or 5 middle schools and showed those 8th graders what our school's about, and that's how they hear about the Shadow Day, and that's how they hear about Bitney normally. Very cool.
What teacher do you want to have on first?
Oh, that's a good question because I feel like we should have Jonathan on first
Jonathan.
because he's not a teacher, but
Yeah, he's kind of just like
he's the guy. He's our school mascot.
he's our mascot.
He's our school
He's
mascot.
the bulldog.
Jonathan is the bulldog. Fun fact.
Yep.
What teacher do you want to have on first?
I think Jonathan first, and then maybe like Pugil, maybe.
Yeah,
I
because
think
I feel like
Pugel's a good choice.
she's teacher of the year. You know,
Yeah. She's just a fun lady.
She was the first teacher that I had at Bitney because if you think about it, last year biology.
Yeah.
We started.
She was my advisor last year.
Oh, before you switched to Julian's.
Yeah.
So you can give insight to what it's like to be in Pugel's advisory and Julian's advisory.
Yeah.
Speaking of advisories, Spirit Weeks, what's up with this? What's up with that?
Winning, it's a cool thing.
I agree. Winning is a cool thing.
Well, you might not know.
For context, Rowan is in Julian's advisory.
The winning.
Shut up. And I am in Tori's advisory, the best advisory. So we're pretty rivaled up right now. I made pins. And this is a public announcement.
That was hate speech.
If this is a public announcement, I'm the one who made the pins. It wasn't Aiden. It wasn't Aiden. It wasn't public knowledge that I made them.
Everyone thought Aiden made them.
Everyone thought Aiden made them. No, it was me. I did a really good job of hiding it.
Yeah. I just learned this.
Yeah, this is knowledge that I didn't share with anybody. And then once the war came to an end, I emailed Julian and told him I was sorry for making the pins. But yeah, that was a really serious time.
Yeah.
For something as silly as pins, it really made us think about hate speech.
Yeah.
And
we're just hating on us. We did nothing except for win.
You took our spot, which made all of us mad.
Yeah.
Because I guess more context, Tori's advisory always wins Spirit Week. Last year we always won. We won every time except for I think once, which was Harper's. I think won because Julian's advisory didn't exist. But that seems to not be the case anymore. We won the first Spirit Week, and then the last 2 Spirit Weeks that have happened, Julian's advisory won.
Yep.
And I'm taking this loss gracefully. I think it's a great time to learn about what we can do better. I feel like hobbies is a really good one.
What are your hobbies? You have one that's like this one. How do you balance schoolwork with your hobbies? Which is
How do you balance schoolwork with your hobbies, Rowan?
I do schoolwork sometimes at school,
Sometimes.
and then I do my hobbies when I'm at home.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's pretty simple.
Yeah.
It's a lot simpler when you just do schoolwork sometimes at school.
No, I do it almost all the time.
I believe you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's harder to balance when you're you're doing more work and you're trying to do like a bunch of extra credit and stuff.
Yeah.
And especially if you don't have a study hall. I don't.
You do. You have 2 Englishes though.
I do have 2 Englishes.
How's your Redditing?
Redditing?
Yeah.
My Redditing?
Yeah.
I don't have Reddit. I've never had it. I don't Reddit.
Okay.
Do you Reddit, Rowan?
I don't, but some people, they're Redditors.
Who, Rowan?
I don't know. What do you think about the general public on Reddit? Tori's on Reddit.
Tori's on Reddit. I feel like there are some, like any community, there are some people who aren't the best, and there are some great people on there. So I imagine there are some really great people on Reddit.
Yeah, I don't actually know anything about Reddit.
I don't either. I know the stereotype though.
Yeah.
Fedora.
Yeah.
What we're referring to is that I did download Reddit like a month and a half ago because I was trying to look something up, and it took me to Reddit, the website, and then it wouldn't let me go further unless I downloaded the app.
Are you stalking someone from
Okay.
a textbook? No, it's
maybe Manolo.
a character. Jonathan's gonna be watching this, and he's like, "What?
Who is Manolo?
Who's Manolo?
Who is Manolo?
What's happening?"
Manolo's my boyfriend. My real boyfriend.
Paper.
And he loves me very much.
Delusion.
Delusion?
That's his middle name, I think.
Uh-huh.
Isn't he like 50 now?
No. I think we did the math. He's probably like 38. If he was like 18 at the time of filming, it's like 20 years ago. That's not that bad.
That's kind of bad. Have we tried the lights on while recording?
We could try it, I think, if we can figure out where the lights are.
Right here.
Oh, that's nice.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a little better. I didn't realize that they had lights in this room.
Yeah.
I'll be real. I want to say for our viewers, if you are interested, you personally, or you know somebody that's interested in being on the podcast, we'd love to have you. So please talk to me or Rowan or the other hosts about being on the podcast, and we'll get you set up.
Yeah.
I think next week we're either going to do another host episode, which, this one's gone so well, so I don't know why we wouldn't. So I think we could probably do another host episode, or if one of you are eager to get on the podcast, please let us know.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'd love to have you. You can talk about pretty much whatever you want. It's
pretty much.
Great place. I mean, there are some rules. We'll see how much of this I cut because I don't know how much of this is salvageable. I think I've done a pretty not very good job of preparing. But I think that's okay because there's only up from here,
Yeah.
It can only get better. How was freshman year for you?
I liked freshman year. I think it was a good year. It was definitely a lesser load of academics.
Oh, 100%.
Obviously.
Times were simpler.
Yeah.
Everything was simple.
The Clark's... How am I blanking on it? His class that he really liked.
The graphic novel.
Yeah, graphic novel class. That was really fun.
Oh, that was the best class. We just got to watch Cowboy Bebop for like a semester.
Yeah, it was nice.
And then we got to like write our own graphic novels. That was also sick. A fun class. RIP to graphic novels. If you're a freshman, or I guess in the future, if you didn't get the chance, that sucks for you because graphic novels was sick.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He wants to bring it back.
I want to bring it back.
Yeah.
For me, freshman year was simpler
Definitely.
because it's academically way simpler. You just have probably biology is probably your hardest class your freshman year.
And all the answers were just right there in front
And
of you.
yeah, and all the
Yes.
answers Bugle would just give you. So it was a simple time. And I miss it a lot. I also had like some different friends in a different friend group, which I thought was a lot simpler. Now things are a bit harder, but I think I'm good where I'm at now. I've made a lot more friends. That's really cool. Now that I'm a sophomore, I can look back upon freshman year and be like, that was fun, but this is better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually trying this year as well. Last year I got like D's, C's and D's, which is like passing, and that's fine, but I'd much rather be where I am now, getting pretty much all A's.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, you too with your all A's.
Mm-hmm. A plus.
A plus in every class.
It's hard being this smart.
We're pretty much halfway through our high school experience. We have about half a semester left.
Yeah, we have like basically 3 months left. 4.
Yeah, and then we're halfway done.
Yeah.
I feel like high school has gone pretty fast, but also we haven't finished it yet, so I don't know.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to graduate early, and with my successes, I could, but I've decided I'm not going to because I feel like having a high school experience is more important than going into the workforce or college right away.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to graduate early. I mean, it would be fine, but I don't think I could.
Right.
With
I mean,
my all A's.
with your all A's, it's tough. I think if you put in the effort for this rest of the semester and then next year, I feel like you probably could.
I wouldn't want to though. It
Yeah.
just yeah.
I feel like having a high school experience is super cool and important, and
Yeah.
a lot of people like glorify being in high school, and you only have 4 years of it. But like, there's so many movies about like being in high school and like shows and books and everything. It's like high school is very glorified.
Yeah, it's a big part. Even though it's so short, a lot of memories can be made in.
Right, because you're like you meet the people that you are gonna be friends with probably for the rest of your life. There, from what I've heard.
Sometimes,
I don't know.
yeah. My mom still has a lot of friends from high school, and
My mom too. Yeah.
yeah.
This podcast is so nothing. What am I doing?
You need more
I need more.
pizzazz.
Right. The starting a podcast is easy, but doing the podcast and having things to talk about is hard. And I feel like we'll get better at it.
Some people just like can talk about nothing, and it would be super entertaining because I don't know.
Because they're good at talking. I feel like you're that way, but we just don't have like a something to start with, you know?
Yeah. What's something cool to talk about?
What do cool people talk about?
Money.
Money? How much money do you have, you think, right now?
Right now?
Yeah. Well, not like on you, but like saved and stuff, like at your house.
I've been saving for a long time, and I do a lot of yard work, but I still don't have that much money. I got maybe only $300 saved up.
That's a lot more than I have.
Yeah, I always end up like saving up to maybe like $300, and then I spend all my money on just something weird.
Something weird.
One time I saved up like a lot, and I bought like a scuba diving kit. That's I never
so
used.
Random. We didn't even live somewhere where you would go scuba diving.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a choice.
It's a choice, and I made it. How much money do you have?
Like probably like $20.
What do you like spending your money on?
Video games, most commonly. I have a PS5 and I spent most of my money on the PS5 like last year around this time.
I have a PS4.
Yeah, I have a PS4 and a PS5. I just upgraded the PS5 last year around this time because I had the money and yeah, I wanted to buy it. So I spent like $500 on that.
Do you have PS Plus?
No, I don't. I
Me neither.
did over summer for like 2
It's so
months.
dumb. I don't.
Yeah.
Just let me play online.
Yeah. I did for like 2 months over summer because I wanted to see, like, I wanted the extra games.
Yeah,
And then I decided that it was not worth the money and
it's not.
I can't afford a subscription service.
Yeah, it's just not cool. You already pay for the games. Just let me use the.
Yeah.
Just let me use them all the
Yeah.
way. I don't know.
I completely agree. I think that when I don't know, I'm always buying expansions for The Sims 4 because it's my favorite game, and the the expansions that are like big and worth buying are like $40, and so that's where all my money goes.
Nice.
I just got
That's
the new one. Anybody who's interested in The Sims, got business and hobbies yet? It's sick. I was playing it over the weekend. It's awesome. Have you ever played The Sims?
a little bit with like just sitting in a room and people like hand me the controller and be like, oh,
Yeah, it's like a dollhouse, and it's kind of fun. When is your birthday again?
June 26th.
Right, June.
Yeah.
What does that make you?
15.
Star sign wise?
Oh, I'm a Cancer.
Cancer.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about star signs. I'm a Sagittarius, but I've been told I am not like a Sagittarius.
My mom really likes all that stuff.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I've just never been into it.
Yeah, it's interesting. But anytime I like do anything, she's like, "Oh, you're such a Cancer." I'm like,
You're such a Cancer. Oh my god.
okay, you're just such a homebody, little crab.
I want to meet your mom.
um,
Little crab.
you even got the little pincers. You just sniff. No.
Your mom sounds like an interesting person that I would want to meet.
Yeah,
She should come on the podcast.
She I don't know. I don't know what she would do.
We should have a mom's episode.
Mom's episode, bring in our moms.
Yeah, you mentioned having my mom on the podcast like a couple weeks ago, I think. I told her when I got home, I was like, "You should be on the podcast." Rowan says you should be on the podcast. My mom was like, "What? Why?" And I was like, "It's because of all the there's like jokes. It's like an inside joke thing." She's like, "You guys are making jokes about me?" I'm like, "No, mom. It's like an endearing thing. It's like a your mom joke, you know?" And she's like the ones where it's like your mom is so fat. No, I was like, "No, it's not that."
Not that.
She didn't get it, and I love her so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, she did not get it, and she was like, "I'll come on the podcast. I just don't understand." Thank you for listening to this podcast episode.
Thank
I
you
don't
so
know how
much.
long it was, because I probably am cutting a bit of that out. Because there was some. If we're honest, it wasn't that great.
It's the first like actual episode.
But it's the first actual episode. So what are you expecting?
Yeah.
High quality? Probably not.